Hello guys, and very welcome to yet another episode of Fly the Wing. In this episode we will be looking at the climbing and descending turns. So, climbing turn. In the climbing turn, which is self-explanatory, is a turn which is performed while climbing the aircraft at the same time. There are four main considerations. First of all, the rate of climb. In order for an aircraft to climb, we need to have excess power. In this kind of aircraft category, the excess power needed for climb coincides with the maximum power. However, if we add a bank angle during the climb, due to the increased drag caused by the aircraft being in a bank, will reduce even more the available excess power for the aircraft to climb, so the climb performance will deteriorate. Since this kind of aircraft don't have enough excess power, it's not possible to maintain our climbing performance and airspeed with power, so we will need to be looking out on our pitch attitude as well in order to maintain a safe climbing speed of 70 knots, which is the best rate of climb for this aircraft. Secondly, the airspeed. The airspeed will have a tendency to degrade as we perform the climbing turn, so we need to push the nose forward enough in order to be able to maintain the best rate of climb speed. Thirdly, there is the slipstream effect, which is more prominent at lower airspeeds. These aircraft are designed to fly coordinated without any need for rudder pressure at cruising speeds. However, at the climbing speed we will have a much lower airspeed, and the slipstream effect of the propeller adding an angle of attack to the horizontal to the vertical stabilizer will have a more prominent effect and will cause the ball at the turn coordinator to be deflected more. So we need to be vigilant about that and keep the ball at the center using our rudder pedals. And finally, the overbanking. While the aircraft is climbing and turning at the same time, the outer wing, which is the wing which will be in the outside of the turn, will have an airflow at higher angle of attack. That means that it will tend to generate more lift than the inside wing, and as a result the aircraft will have a tendency to overbank. This is very important to keep an eye for, because we will need to constantly correct our bank angle during the turn, which in no case should exceed 20 degrees of bank angle. So with that in mind, let's see how we will perform a climbing turn. First of all, we configure the aircraft for a climb at the climb power configuration and in trim for climbing at 70 knots. So we make sure that we perform a flow check first of all. Fuel selector valve both, mixture full reach, throttle full power, carb heat off. We assume an attitude that will give us more or less 70 knots. We trim the aircraft for that. We bank the aircraft into the turn. Remember 20 degrees maximum bank angle. And we use rudder to keep the ball centered and fly coordinated. We also look how the aircraft has a tendency to overbank, so I need to constantly use opposite ailerons in order to maintain our selected bank angle. Speed is degrading, so I lower the nose in order to accelerate. And I roll out at the selected heading. You see, not only have we changed our heading, but we also have assumed a new altitude. And retrim the aircraft. Power set to 2250 RPM approximately for cruising speed. We wait for the aircraft to accelerate a bit, and we trim the aircraft for straight and level flight. So now let's see how we would perform a more coordinated climbing turn. Let's assume that we need to change heading by 180 degrees, so to roll out at the new heading of 330, and at the same time gain altitude of 500 feet. We would try to use a rate 1 turn, which will give us a change of 180 degrees in exactly 1 minute, and at the same time we will try to maintain a vertical speed of plus 500 feet per minute in order to roll out at 330 at a new altitude of 4,200 feet. So, flow check, fuel valve selector both, mixture reach, full power, carb heat off. We let the nose drop in order to maintain our new altitude. We roll out at the new heading of 330 degrees. Power setting for cruise speed, and we trim the aircraft for straight and level flight. So we're now flying straight and level at a new heading of 330 degrees, 4,200 feet of altitude. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll be seeing you in the next episode where we'll be discussing about the descending turns. Thank you very much. Bye bye.